Okay, so if you're using AI in your business, listen up. Because this is probably the single most important skill you can develop right now. It's called prompt engineering. And no, it's not just about asking questions. It's about giving really precise instructions to unlock the kind of powerful, customized results that can genuinely change how you work.
So let me ask you this. Have you ever asked an AI for help and gotten back something just bland? Kind of vague? Maybe totally unhelpful? Yeah, if you're nodding your head right now, trust me, you are not alone. But here's the thing. The problem usually isn't the AI. It's the instruction. And that is exactly what we are here to fix today.
So what is prompt engineering really? Well, think of it like this. It's the art of crafting super clear instructions to get exactly what you need from your AI. It's the difference between a generic, forgettable answer and a tailored, high-value output that's ready to go for whatever business task you've got. You're learning to speak the AI's language. All right, before we can start writing these amazing, powerful prompts, you first have to get why they work. So let's peel back the curtain a little and look at this simple principle that makes all of this possible. I want you to think of every time you talk to an AI, not as just a casual chat, but as you taking charge. You are the conductor of an incredibly powerful orchestra. Your instructions, your prompts, they dictate the final symphony. A clear, strong command will always produce a better result. So how does this actually work under the hood? Well, these AI models, they've been trained on just a staggering amount of data. I mean, they have this vast pre-existing library of knowledge in their brain. A great prompt doesn't teach the AI anything new. Instead, it acts like a super precise GPS, directing the AI to go find, pull together, and deliver the exact information you need from that massive ocean of data. You know, to really master this, you just need to focus on 3 simple keys. First, be concise. Cut out all the fluff, get right to the point. Second, be accurate. A single typo can completely derail the response, so just give it a quick proofread. And third, use context. Remember, the AI has a short-term memory, so you can build on your conversation to get better and better results instead of starting over every single time. Okay, theory is one thing, but practice is where the magic happens. Let's look at some real-world business examples. You're going to see the dramatic difference between a vague, useless prompt and a truly valuable one. Look at this. This is such a common request. Write some marketing content. I mean, that is just a recipe for a generic, totally useless response. But look at the valuable prompt. We've given the AI a perfect blueprint. The product is EcoSoap, the audience is millennials, the platform is Instagram, the tone is playful. That level of detail is what gets you targeted, effective content that you can actually use. Now let's apply this to customer service. Write a customer email. It's meaningless without the details, right? But the valuable prompt gives it everything it needs. The problem is a 3-day delay. The solution is a polite tone and a 10% discount. This literally transforms a manual chore into a tool that can draft a perfect, empathetic response in seconds. And this works just as well for your internal tasks, like prepping for a meeting. Make a meeting agenda is such a weak start, but by giving it key parameters like a 60-minute time frame, a focus on brainstorming cost-cutting, you get a structured, actionable plan that makes your meeting way more efficient before it even begins. Okay, so after seeing those examples, you might be wondering, how am I supposed to remember all those details every single time? Well, that's why we use a simple, memorable framework to guide every single prompt. Let's walk through what I call the CAPIT method. CAPIT is about to become your new best friend for writing prompts. It's so easy. First, C, clarify your goal. What do you actually want? Then A, add context. Give the AI the background it needs. Next, P, provide details and parameters. Think format, length, style. Then, once you get a response, I, iterate. If it's not perfect, don't worry. Just refine your prompt and try again. And finally, T, test and tailor. Always review what the AI gives you and tweak it to fit your exact needs. This isn't a one-shot deal. It's a conversation. So, now you have the framework for success. Let's make sure you can avoid the common mistakes that trip most people up. Honestly, knowing what not to do is just as important. The number one mistake by far is being too vague. We've seen plenty of examples of that. The next one is the information dump, giving way too much irrelevant background that just confuses the AI. Not proofreading your prompt is another classic. One little typo can lead to some really bizarre results. And finally, one-shot thinking.
just treating every prompt like a brand new conversation, instead of building on what you've already established.
All right, it is time for a quick challenge to put all this together. Let's see how you would handle a really common, really vague request. Here it is, the classic vague prompt. Write some marketing content for my business. Just take a second, pause and think about it. How would you improve this? What's missing here?
So how would you apply the CAPIT method here? Let's break it down. For C, clarity. You define what marketing content even means. Is it a blog post, an email? For A, context, you'd specify your business, your product. And for P, parameters, you'd nail down the target audience, the tone, and the platform. If you started thinking along those lines, you are already well on your way to becoming a prompt engineer.
We have covered a lot of grounds, so let's lock in all this learning with a quick recap of the most important takeaways. Okay, here are the absolute essentials. First, prompting is your direct line of communication to the AI, so you gotta master it. Second, clarity is the key that unlocks all of that vast knowledge. Third, use the CAPIT framework to give your requests real structure and power. And above all else, always avoid being vague if you want to get valuable results. You now have the skills you need to transform your AI from kind of a novelty gadget into a truly powerful business partner. So the only question left is, what is the very first task you're going to teach your AI to do for you?